Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be playing some historic best of one. I do apologise for the disappearance over the past few days. It was VE Day, and our street ended up having a wonderful social distancing street party, which was, I don't know, it just seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. So I might have drunk a little bit more than I should have, and therefore took an extra day to recover from drinking more than I should have. But I'm back now, and we're going to be playing some Mad Jank once again. So today we're going to be playing around with the card Stormwild Caprador, a 3-mana 1/3 flyer. Says if non-combat damage would be dealt to Stormwild Caprador, you prevent that damage and put a 1/1 counter on the Caprador for each 1 damage prevented this way. So we're going to be building around this, and one of the best ways that I know to build around this Caprador is actually in a Feather shell. Feather, for those who don't know, ran quite rampant for a little while. It's a 3-mana 3/4, which says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets a creature you control, you exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, you return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step, which means we get to reuse pump spells and to a certain extent as well removal spells. I'm playing this in Historic specifically so that I can play around with Reckless Rage. A 1 red mana to deal 4 damage to a creature at instant speed, which is insane, and we deal 2 damage to a creature we control as part of the downside. With Caprador, it isn't a downside, it's actually pure upside, so we deal 4 damage to a creature we don't control, and we put 2+1/+1 counters on Stormwild Caprador. It's kind of that broken. Every other creature in our deck as well is perfectly capable of taking that 2 damage as well. 10th Street Legionnaire, when it gets targeted, it puts a 1/1 counter on itself, so it'll be a 3/3 when Reckless Rage resolves, and we get a scry out of it as well. And Dreadhorde Arcanist speaks for itself, and can also cast these cards out of our graveyard, which is very, very cool. So, to play around with Stormwild Caprador, we have a few little cards here. Some look very weird. We're running Deafening Clarion in a creature deck where this will kill quite a few of our creatures, but the actual thing that it does is 3 damage to a Caprador, making it a 4-powered creature, and we can give it lifelink as well, so it's really, really good at turning a game in our favor that way. Feather does survive the Clarion, and if we manage to pump our dudes even slightly, we've got Gird for Battles and things like that to do that, as well as protection from red, so the damage doesn't deal damage to anything that might die, and a Fighter's One in here as well as a 5th basic copy of God's Willing, to give us indestructible so the damage doesn't kill them again. So yeah, we're going to be protecting our spells, building up some big creatures, and then eventually finishing off with a Caprador, hopefully. We also have Perforos's Intervention here, which I think is a really solid card against with the Caprador decks, against creature-based decks as well. We get to deal twice X damage to a creature or planeswalker, so can kill a planeswalker if we really want to. There's the alternative of making an X1, so if we have no creatures, then that's also pretty useful at just cleaning this game out. But the double damage to a Caprador is also pretty insane. So yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to showcase all that this deck has to offer. Other than that though, I think it mostly speaks for itself. If you've seen a Feather deck, you know what this is going to do. It's like this card advantage engine, lots of protection, lots of pumping. And yeah, just a nice... This is more of a mid-rangey deck more than an aggro deck. Feather traditionally finishes the game as quickly as possible. Ours is going to be a little bit slower because we're playing around with Caprador, which makes it probably the inferior version of a Feather deck, for the record. However, I think if you're counting the cool factor in, then this is definitely the superior. In fact, maybe the most superior Feather deck that has ever been built, because bird goats. Other than that, yeah. 23 lands, running some temples to make sure that we can pay for Feather on time. And yeah, that's really about it. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, enjoy. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, we're in, and we got 0 creatures, so I think 0 creatures, especially without one of our lands being the Scry land, I think that means we've got to throw this one in the trash back to hell where it belongs. This one actually looks pretty good. We've got a human and a non-human for Fighters 1. God's willing, always in the feather player's hand. So I think we're going to keep this one. We'll throw back a land. I'm sure we'll do just fine since this scries, and we've got God's willing that scries as well. I'm sure we will find what we need in due time. Alright, opponent leading with a Breeding Poo. Okay. So, Breeding Poo, usually the sign of some sort of high tier deck. Incubation Druid is not, however. Ooh, Reckless Rage. Alright, so let's start off by going 10th Street Legionnaire. We've got the Reckless Rage on Legionnaire to kill the Druid later down the line if we really want to. Or if we get land, we could potentially do it on the Caprador instead, but who knows. It might be worthwhile just to murder anything we can get our hands on. Double Wild Growth Walker. Well then. Something needs to go. That's a lot of life gain, so let's kill one of them. Another one on top. Sure, why not? Let's do this. Alright, and then we can go swing. See if our opponent wants to block. They'll think maybe it's a trade, but we all know it never will be. And now we've got Defiant Strike to draw the Reckless Rage, and then we can Reckless Rage Wild Growth Walker if they go for an Explore creature here. I don't know what this is. Looks like a Simic Nissa deck with an Explore package to beat red, I guess. That would be... Ooh. Interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that does actually need to die. So let's make sure that dies, shall we? Reckless Rage that, otherwise I'm just never going to get any damage in. Definitely don't want another land. And we'll see what we can do. I mean, we've got a big 10th Street Legionnaire that I'm not sure our Simic deck can really deal with outside of... Oh, you want to take this damage here. You want to take that. Okay. It's fine by me. I'm just going to go Caprador. This is maybe a little bit greedy, but... I want to Perforos's Intervention this, because that's essentially why I'm here. And if we get to untap, then we've got Fighters 1 as well. Vivian Reed to kill my Caprador? No.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Well, no one knows this board state like I do. You're about to find that out the hard way, Vivian. Because Vivian's dead now. Alright. So. I mean, I can just do... This is sorcery speed. I can do 4 damage, taking the Caprador up to 5. If I do God's Willing on 10th Street Legionnaire, targeting green, that means we get a Scry 2 and we get to kill Vivian. Yeah, I think that's just a little bit better. Let's kill Vivian. Definitely don't want more lands. Protection from green. Definitely don't want more lands. Let's send this at Vivian, send this at our opponent. They're on such a low life total now that I reckon we can actually get them in the next 2 turns. I just want my Caprador alive so I can intervention it. I guess another land wouldn't be so bad because it's an extra 2 points on the Caprador. That may be a thing. I just want to meme, okay? I want to meme. Just let me meme. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got Hydroid Crisis X4. Alright. We are gonna throw away this Defiant Strike, I think, for an extra Scry and draw. Another Legionnaire? Nah. Another Caprador. Okay. So if I Perforos's Intervention, I could get this up to a 7 power creature, and then we can swing for 14 and force some blocks. It's pretty funny. I don't really need to do that, though. I could just X2, and then I've got Fighters 1 open. So let's deal twice X damage to Hydroid Krasis, leaving open white mana for the indestructibility on both our creatures. See if our opponent wants to block. If they've got explore creatures, they'll want to keep their Wild Growth Walker around. But we should have him now. I get a Scry top deck. Exile! That's one way to do it, okay. Indestructibility will not stop that. And Incubation Druid, okay. I'm kind of forced to block the frog they've just given me, though. Which is pretty funny. And we're a Deafening Clarion away from winning. A Reckless Rage away from winning. Perforos's Intervention away from winning. And we win. Okay, so we do 3 damage to each creature, give lifelink. Combat damage is prevented on the Caprador, and it's actually replaced with +1/+1 counters. And we Hulk smash our opponent in the face. Alright, memes to the win. I'm sure I could have played that better if I was trying to win, but I was trying to meme, and meme successful. So yeah, let's move on to the next game. Alrighty then, we're in, and we got a Feather and a Reckless Rage, which is a devastating combo if we can get there. I imagine we can. We got Temple turn 1, Plains turn 2, Clifftop Retreat into Feather. I'd like a little bit of protection maybe, but who knows. We're up against a Lurrus of the Dream Den deck, so depending on the color combination, depends on, I guess, if they've got some decent removal, who knows. Last Lurrus deck I played to quite some success was actually a Lurrus Auras deck, so it had Deadweights and Maya's Grasps in it. It should be less than ideal. Looks like it's just mono red with a Lurrus in it, because 8 cards hands. Alright, well, in that case, Temple Clarion looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I wonder how they beat a Caprador. I'm pretty sure the answer is they can't. All damage gets prevented, and then we get +1/+1 counters on it instead. So as long as we don't, like, block something badly, Caprador should just, like, never die. Unless they've got, like, a white Tribunal or something like that. They're going to have to splash white or black to make Lurrus work. Otherwise, they're literally just running this because it's an 8th card, not because they can play it or anything. Do we deal 2 damage to the Lava Runner? I guess we could. I've already got Reckless Rage removal anyway, so let's just, yeah. Let's just kill it. Preserve my life total a little bit, I suppose. Boop your Lava Runner. It's like they're at least 2 turns away from Lurrus. They have to have, like, Plains, or White Source anyway. Lightning Strike my face. Okay. Cannot wait for this Caprador Clarion. It's gonna be so good. So good. Alright. So it's gonna be red-black. Makes sense. I think in Modern they've got red-white Lurrus, and it's got Mishra's Baubles and things like that. So you can draw 2 cards a turn from turn 3, essentially. Mono reds burn. Getting to draw 2 cards a turn. What a time to be alive. That's effectively what Lurrus does anyway, just by existing. Light up the stage. There's a shock. Okay, so yeah, it's time for the Caprador. So I'm basically banning creatures from existing right now. Let's see what they can do about that. So any damage that would be dealt to the Caprador that is non-combat damage is prevented and then applied as +1/+1 counters to the Caprador, which means if they play any creatures, then Clarion is going to put 3 counters on the Caprador, give it lifelink, and we get to swing for 4 that way, which is quite nice. Yeah, I'm guessing their whole game plan now is to just empty their hand out and hope for the best. Gotta imagine they've got, like, Omen of the Forges and things like that in their deck. So if they don't have Omen of the Forge, I don't see Lurrus doing a great deal. Skewer the critics as well. Okay. I think I'm just gonna... Let's just do Legionnaire. Defiant Strike it. Planes to the bottom. So we've got this Sacred Foundry anyway. Which we might as well play tapped. It's going to be a case of if we die here, then so be it. I guess it's possible. It's certainly possible. But I'm betting it's improbable. So I really wanted to get 10th Street Legionnaire out of Clarion range, essentially. So that I could swing in with both. I can actually deal 4... Oh, it's 40 you don't control. Okay. Oh my god, they are running like crazy. So I need a pump spell here, or something to target Legionnaire anyway, that gets it out of the range of the Clarion. And if I can do that, I'm sure I'll probably win. Unless they decide to do Skewer the Critics on my Legionnaire, which seems to not be the case. So yeah, it's basically going to be a case of Panic Button Clarion or Pump Legionnaire out of the way. So another Defiant Strike, a Fighter's One, a Good for battle. All of those look pretty good. God's Willing as well, of course. We didn't get it, which is fine, but we can't really afford to take our chances anymore. Sad to say. So we're going to have to just go Clarion, 3 damage to each creature, give them lifelink. So Caprador has a 4th, 6th lifelinker. Sacred Foundry tapped. Go back up to 6. Hope for the best. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that can happen here for sure. But that might be all we need. Lightning Strike, go to 3. God, this is going to be a really exciting light up the stage. What happens if they hit a burn spell that does 3 damage, guys? What if? Light up the stage. And there's a Steamkin and a Dreadhorde Butcher. Dreadhorde Butcher, I think, will probably do it, right? Yeah. Dreadhorde Butcher hits me for 1, goes up to 2. Actually, no, we can do it now. What am I talking about? Yeah, we got to 2, and we've got a 6/8. So what's our outs here? Another Deafening Clarion probably wins us the game. Perforos' Intervention, I think, does it as well. We got an Arcanist. Alright, we're really pushing our luck now. Cannot let them have 2 damage off the top. A burn deck without 2 damage off the top. I mean, they've been running really well. So it's about time they stopped running really well, right? Anything that deals 2 damage here is too much. It's like they can play Luros, but then they can't play Dreadhorde Butcher. But Luros won't do it because the Arcanist can Reckless Rage. Reckless Rage on the Caprador to kill Luros and get the Reckless Rage back on end step. So we should have it. If they don't have the 2 damage here, which the delay just says to me they don't have it, I ain't good gaming you. I am doing it. Now I'll do it. Alright, now it's over. I will not GG myself into a loss. I've done it far too often. So you're gonna have to hit that explode button before I good game you. Alright, well, that was a close one. Very close one indeed. But we managed to get there just in time. So, Luros, almost entirely useless in their deck there, it seems. So, pretty good. Okay, we're in. And, sounds awkward, for sure. We could be doing a whole lot of nothing. Real quick. I think I might take the mull on this one. I mean, it's an easy keep if this is a mountain, but it isn't. This one looks really well set up for a Caprador, so I like it. I think I'm getting rid of the Defiant Strike here. We've got this Scry. We're only looking for a land anyway. This isn't going on anything that really matters at this stage. But yeah, we've got like damage, 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 all for the Caprador, and it all gets prevented. So if we can get this Caprador down, and Caprador matters in this matchup, then we're looking good. Mono blue. Well, suddenly this Caprador isn't looking too fancy. We'll see. I mean, it's just going to get bounced and countered, so who knows. Maybe it's like a mono blue flyers list and my opponent's not a complete degenerate. Well, they went Island Pass, which means almost assuredly a degenerate. Alright, well, I'm getting in. I don't know whether to actually Defiant Strike here or not. It's a redraw, but what am I drawing into that I want to run straight into a counterspell? I think I might just hold it. I've got the Reckless Rage at instant speed as well, so I can catch them when they're flashing, which is always going to be what they're doing. Discards Cry... Oh my goodness. Cry of the Carnarium discarded. Oh god. Are they just color screwed and they're not holding up counter magic? I don't believe it, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, I just gave them the Surveil there. I've got to play into the counters eventually, but oh, they kept it on top, which must mean it's black mana. So I think I'm just going to Defiant Strike now. I was hoping to wait until after we had Feather down, then it'd obviously come back to my hand on the end step, but Kite Sail, free booty. Good luck. So, which card that kills Freebooter, all of them, would you like to take? It's a trick question. I'm just going to use one of them anyway. I think I'll save Clarion until much later. Although Clarion with Freebooter is one hell of a combo. Alright, so deal 4 to you, 2 to you. Mine's prevented. We have a 3/5. Get in for 3. My worry is that our opponent is just going to have hard removal for this Caprador. So obviously, like, it's not going to be that good. Okay, well, we get to go 4 here, 2 here, and if they don't have a dive down, then I'm up to 5 power. Huh. Okay. So we can Clarion. Clarion takes you up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're 2 points short. But then I could Intervention Hasty Creature. I guess. So 4 there, 2 here. Clarion. And then they've got to have removal for Caprador plus counter magic, and on 5 mana it's doable but improbable. Eldest Reborn, and yeah, we've won. Okay, so we lose our Caprador. Intervention comes in, making a 3/1. And we murderize our opponent. Sweet. They got a bit color screwed there, admittedly, but I don't know. I don't know. It felt almost like a decent enough matchup. The Eldest Reborn would have probably done a fair bit if they could have actually done it with some sort of protection that kept them alive, but who knows? We just had all the removal in the world, I guess. Alright, well, next game. Okay then, we're in, and we got Dreadhorde Arcanist, and some interesting cards here. I think I'll keep this hand. I think this might be okay. So we go turn 1 Temple, and we find something like a Wonderful Feather, and then Arcanist is actually like removal spells with my Reckless Mage, since it's got 3 toughness and only 2 damage. Should be able to ping off pretty much anything we want here. Oh yes. Lightning Bolt Sleeves, you gave yourself away, Mono Red player. Caprador beats Mono Red, I'll tell you that much. Ooh, it's actually Teamer. Okay. I still think Caprador against a Teamer deck could be pretty good, as long as it's not like Wilderness Reclamation, and then we've basically got a race on our hands. We'll see if that ends up actually being the case. Still Teamer, and... oh, it's Elementals. Okay. So, Trailblazer is dead. All hail King Arcanist. God's willing. Is it dead now, though? How much do I care about it right now? I'm basically doing it to get 1 point in, because I don't think that the pump's going to matter, and the body certainly isn't either. I think I might take my chances here. We'll go Caprador. It's like the only reason to keep the Elemental board clear is for stopping Omnath getting decent value, and Omnath's just too far away right now to matter. So we are going to pass. Unfortunately, the Arcanist is a zombie, not a human, otherwise this Fighters 1 would be getting some actually extreme value. And there's Risen Reef. Okay, so now we get like a 2-for-1, air quotes, with double Reckless Rage. This is going to be where the super value comes in. So I'm going to kill the Trailblazer and target my Caprador for the 2 damage. Damage is going to get prevented. We're going to pump up our boy. Meh. The value! The value! Alright, then we're going to get in. Arcanist, going to cast that Reckless Rage from the yard. Killing Risen Reef, target our Caprador. And hit you for 6. Next turn, we've got a +6/+6 with Perforos's intervention, and we've got the protection as well to stop our opponent from having, like, bounce removal, I guess. We probably want to do, like, a +4/+4 unless we get a land anyway, though, because we want to play around, like, a Brazen Borrow or something like that with God's Willing. The last thing I want is to put all this work into my Caprador only to find out that it just gets bounced back to 0. That would suck. Oh, what can you do here? Chandra. Okay. Don't care about that. There's no instance for the -3.
Too bad.
So yeah, it's basically just some elementals I don't care about. And a Leafkin Druid. Okay. So, take 2. Easiest 2 damage I've ever taken. And there they go. Alright, let's see what a good top deck looks like. Are you ready? You know, that's kind of what it looks like. Would they be running Brazen Borrower? Would I care if they did? I don't think so. Alright, X damage. X3, which is actually 6 whole damage. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hit you for 11. Unfortunately, Arcanist only lets us cast the spells out of our yard in such a way where I actually can't pay the X, so there's really no point attacking there. But we could, I think, have the win. We've got Fighters 1 to give +1/+1 to Arcanist. God's Willing to give it protection from our opponent's board. And then on the attack, we have Fighters 1 to give it the extra +1/+1. So there's 3 points of damage on the Arcanist just there alone, and obviously 11 points in the air. This goat is a beautiful boy. He is a beautiful boy, and he is the master of memes. Let's go for another game. Alrighty then, we're in. We got the Build Around card, we got Defiant Strike with Dreadhorde Arcanist. I'm pretty happy with this hand. We are going to need another land, but yeah, Defiant Strikes with Arcanists means that we've got a 4-card hand right here. Baron Moor, eh? Potentially a mono black deck then. We'll see. Green-black. A Gitrog monster deck, perhaps. I really do not know. So they played Skull Prophet. All about that self-mill. This is an interesting one. Let's see if the Arcanist dies here. This is the one turn where I really don't want them removing it. Stitcher's Supplier, okay. Oh, Terravor. Okay, so yeah, it is a Graveyard Matters kind of deck. with lots of land synergy. An odd little list, eh? An odd little list. They tap the Skull Prophet. Alright, so we might be able to get some blowout value here, actually. So let's do Defiant Strike on the Dreadhorde Arcanist, draw a card. Oh, we might get some real big blowout value. We don't need that just yet, though. Alright, so let's Temple. Another Caprador. It's greedy, but I could play 2 Capradors into a Clarion. I think I'm just going to Clarion next turn anyway. And then let's get in with the Arcanist. Play the Defiant Strike again, have ourselves a 3-3, draw another card. Good for battles, pretty good actually. Alright, we're just getting a little chump. That's fine. Opponent wants to build up their board a little. I'm all for that. Ah, Field of the Dead and a Fabled Passage. Now they got some 3/4s. Less than ideal, obviously. Is it power or toughness with this thing? Power. Okay, so I actually might be able to Clarion off of an Arcanist next turn. If I just put the counters on this now to be mana efficient, make it a 2/4, and then Defiant Strike makes it a 3/4. We Clarion, it survives. We attack, we Clarion again, and I guess it dies at that point, but that might be okay. Just taking some damage, no problem. I mean, we can always wait until we got Caprador, I suppose, and in which case I should have waited on the good for battle. But Jukabog, no! No! That's alright. And a 3/3. The stuff that mattered is still around, so... You know what? I'm fine with this. Here we're going to go with Defiant Strike on the Arcanist, and we're going to get that exiled out of our graveyard immediately. Just keep that drawing going. As long as I got 1 Defiant Strike. Then our feathers down the line are going to be pretty good. Alright. Yeah, I'm very excited for a little bit of pumpage. How do we want to do this? We're going to get +6/+6 on a Caprador. Seems pretty good. We are taking a lot of damage here, though. 9 points so far. Could be a little bit more if Skull Prophet rolls off quite nicely, but I'm taking that risk because we're here to meme. We're at 5. Please play things that die to Deafening Clarion. That actually dies to double Deafening Clarion, and I like it. Alright, this is going to be quite brutal. So, let's go good for battle. Arcanist, Caprador. Clarion, 3 damage, gain lifelink. God's Willing, protection from red. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter, we've won. Swing. Clarion again, pre-combat. 3 damage. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And we're at 16. Alright, we win. Maya Triton. Yep, you're dead. Wow. Wowie, chat. Wowie. That's how you Caprador, I guess. Oh, I love this deck. It's so wonderful. So wonderful. Alrighty then, we're in, and I really like this hand, so we're going to keep this bad boy. So we got really nice mana, we got an Arcanist with Defiant Strikes, we got a draw 2 available. Ooh, somebody bought the Godzilla sleeves from the Secret Lair. I really like these sleeves, actually. I wish they'd have actually brought the basics from the Secret Lair onto Arena, because I think they're all really pretty. They're so good. This might be this is the island, right? It's the color that throws me off. Like, I see this color and I think planes. Look at the color. You know, you don't see an island that color, as far as I'm aware. Okay, what on earth? Abzan with a Soul Warden. Interesting. Alright, well, we're gonna go with Dreadhorde Arcanist. And now I'm curious what we want to do next turn, because we do have Feather, and we have Caprador. I think it might be... Ooh. Ooh, it might have to be a Clarion here. I think it is. I don't think we can allow that Pridemate to stick around, unfortunately. So I've got to kill it before anything else. Soul Warden will literally pump the Pridemate to a 4/4 if I play any other creature, so I can't realistically wait, even if I was to assume that they had nothing in hand, which is Magical Christmas Land to assume that, of course. Healer's Hawk, okay. And, well, I think this is where we Feather and we start the Defiant Striking. So they gain a little bit of life. I will pass the turn. On the off chance they've got, like, Destroy effects, I might want Fighters 1 open. Tristani. Okay, so now we can go with the Defiant Strike, and we'll get that back on end step. So Tristani's going to pump the squad, make them a lot of life. I'm really glad I got rid of that Pridemate. Without a God's Willing, it's kind of awkward to block it. I guess we've got the Fighters 1, which does a similar thing for sure. Yep, there's no profitable attacks you can make here, unless you want to just deal 2 damage. Okay, so what are we doing? I think I will start with Temple. Another Feather, definitely don't need that. I realistically don't see Feather going anywhere. Let's Defiant Strike to draw a new card. We got a Mountain. Alright, we'll play the Arcanist then, so we have an extra blocker. Leaving Sacred Foundry open to Fighters 1. Swing? Guess I could. Hit them for 4. I don't know if I'm winning that particular race, but... let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm at 20. What have I got to worry about? Overgrown Tomb tapped. Yeah, their card advantage is failing them. So I can make that a 2/3. So I can block their tokens quite nicely. Looks like that's what I'm going to do. I will do it with a Defiant Strike, I think. So we're going to block. Defiant Strike. Could have removal in response, I guess. Ooh, Clarion's very good. Oh my goodness, Clarion is very good. Alright, so I think we're abandoning Dreadhorde Arcanist for the Stormwild Caprador. Actually, is that true? I could wipe the board again. I could wipe the board again. Wiping the board, like we've already done before, though, will kill my Feather, but I just drew a spare one. So I'm not sure I care too much. So we'll Defiant Strike the Arcanist, pump it up. Got a Clarion. Then we will fight as 1, non-human. I'll just do the Arcanist. We in, boys. We're going in. Then we're going to Clarion. Yeah, lifelink and whatnot. Swing. And do we Clarion again? Honestly, I don't know if we do. I think we're... yeah, I think we're okay not doing that. Let's just decline. Like they can block if they want, and I get the same done, except for I get to keep my Feather this way. It's not as though I can't just do it later, and a 1/4 right now is really not even remotely scary. So we'll just save that Silver Bullet until later. Platinum Angel, yeah, that's actually capable of dying, so no problems here. Let's draw a card. More feathers. Meh. So they're assuming that that cannot die. Oh, do I have some bad news for you, opponent. Let's go draw a card. We'll do it on Feather. Let's play the Caprador. Then I'm going to swing in. I mean, they know Fighters 1 is here, so let's just see if they are paying attention. Alright, pass turn. Any way of them protecting that Platinum Angel? I really don't think so. We've got Fighters 1, so we can block with Caprador, so there's no point in them attacking. No point at all. I'm kind of just, like, delaying the inevitable, I guess. Just get that ticking. Another Caprador. Yeah, I think double Caprador definitely means double Clarion. But we have to kind of wait on that. We'll get him next time, though. So I need the extra plus from Defiant Strike to do it. Which, if my stops had been set correctly, I would have had there. But it went straight to my end step before I had a chance, really. I should have put a stop here. I guess I could still do that. That way, when they go to their end step, I get to respond. There is no point doing this. What point could they have to do this? Have a removal in response? Yeah, I mean, I'm at 21. Why take the risk? I'll just kill their board now. And hit them for 14 in the air. Something ridiculous like that. It's a lot more than that, actually, isn't it? Because I'm going to give Indestructible. Alright, so, yeah, let's just pump Feather. Get a Mountain. Do your stuff. Alright, my turn. Here we go. Oh my. Perforos's Intervention. So, Defiant Strike, Arcanist. Pump them up. Play 10th District Legionnaire. Get some life. Fighters 1. Indestructible on a human and a non-human. This turn is insane. It's now 3 power, so then we go Deafening Clarion, 3 damage, gain lifelink. And then we swing. I could have done more damage with Perforos's Intervention as well, admittedly. 3 damage lifelink. Kill the board. Put our opponent to 1. Ah, yeah, I could have actually missed lethal there. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, there's nothing they can do here. Absolutely nothing. There is no board wipe in existence that gets around if Fighters 1. Another Platinum Angel. Sure, it's dead to Perforos's Intervention. So, Intervention, twice X damage, X2 on there. Hit our opponent in the face. And yeah, let's do that, yeah, whatever. It's a 0-1. Sweet, minus 17. I love this Caprador, it's so cool. It's so cool. Alright guys, well that is gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and sorry for the lack of videos recently. Hopefully this one has more than made up for it. We'll see. I'll be back again sometime very soon, though. We're going to be doing some Historic Brawl, because I realised I've kind of neglected that format. And it's my favourite format as well. I don't know. Just with New Standard. I like to explore New Standard and see if it's any better than it used to be, which is, you know, up for debate. But, yeah, we'll do some Historic Brawl tomorrow, I think. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. How are you playing with your Capradors? I want to know, and I want you to show me. Alright, take care guys. See you later.